Hey, what's going on, you guys? We are here back with another amazing episode. Of course, I am your girl, Kwamia, but for those that can't pronounce my name, you call me Q, Kwa, or either Queen. I am your founder, your CEO, your creator, and most importantly, your host of Pillow Talk with the Tea podcast. We are here with another episode, and we got my nephew with us.
What? Oh.
Listen, Braeden, tell them who you are. Give us a little spoof.
Okay, listen. So she said, do a little bit, so I'm going to do a little bit, So like she said, man, my name is Braeden. My name is not Brandon. My name is not Braylon. My name is not, anything else that you decide that you still want to come up with, amen? I'm Braeden or Bray, call me either one of those, amen? Those are the only names that I answer by. Those are the only names I go by. Full-time college student, full-time working in IT, which is information technology for the people that do not know that. And I am also the proud CEO of #ImDifferent. So, yeah, welcome to me, y'all. It's my first time here, and I'm pretty excited that you decided to, have me on your platform, amen, because, I know that it was the best decision when you emailed, but you was like, you want to be on the, yeah, get me out there.
Listen, I don't know why you were so freaking surprised. Like, it was a matter of time. It just was the matter of the right timing. That's it. But
right.
we're here. But listen, since his brand, his logo, his motherfucking statement is the only song.
What's something?
Yo, we gonna make sure we cut that short because we don't want to be copyright.
Right, don't be copyright. Be copyrighted.
Exactly. Well, listen, and tonight's episode is called Different. This was one that I was definitely looking forward to because, of course, my nephew Brand, because not only that, not with his brand, but just the fact that y'all know I'm different. A girl, chocolate thick, full figure, plus size, got her own style with green fucking hair. Listen, I am different, and I am incredibly proud to say I am different. And I wear it well. Let me also, since I'm saying this, let me tell you what happened to me not once but twice. So I'm just coming back into town, right? For a long Valentine's weekend. Ow!
I'm going on making that. I'm ready to like.
So in regards to that, I'm gonna tell you the fact of my statement and what your brand, I'm different, because there's not one but two. So I was in the Virginia airport. A guy stopped me, and you could tell when somebody want to say something, but they gotta get that confidence or reassurance first. So of course I gave him a little smile. He came up, he said, hey, I just was just looking at you, checking you out, and I just wanted to come to let you know that I love your style. You got your own unique style. It's just so different. He said you rocking the hell out of it, and I just want to let you know I think you're sexy doing it. I say, thank you. So, of course, fast forward. Now, I'm coming back home. I'm in the Newark airport. Shout out to the EWR and United. So, I'm in the Newark airport. So, I'm coming out of the Newark airport waiting for my car. And all of a sudden, as I'm looking to make sure I'm standing in the right space for my car, because he can find me and I can make sure I find my car. A guy he approaching, he got these dark shades on, like them baby face shades. Like you can't see baby face is dark. You can't see baby face eyes on them shades. It's just sexy though. So he comes up. So I'm like, why is this man walking up to me and are this about to happen again? So all of a sudden he said, hey, how you doing? I just wanted to let you know, just to tell you that I see your style. He's like, you got your own unique style about you, and I just love how you rocking it, so confident and just so he's like, you know what? You doing the damn thing. You rocking it. He said, I just want to let you know, I think that shit is sexy. And I'm like, okay, God, this is the second time a man told me this. And that just confirmation. So that just clarifies that it is okay to be different. Because people will see that and they will show you and tell you and walk up to you and give you that confirmation that you are fucking different and it's okay and it's sexy. And they like that shit and they think that shit is sexy.
Yeah.
And they're saying, damn, you wearing that shit and rocking that shit well. Listen, but I'm glad you did, you know, when I first met you and we started getting acquainted together and you started bringing your brand, I'm like, yeah, I love that, because I feel like for so many of the millennials, I feel like that's a statement that you guys definitely need. With so much going on with the young generation, it just seemed like,
And then too, you know, like I had to make sure, what people don't understand is I had to position myself, but also be okay with positioning myself in order for me to receive that, you know, because for me, growing up, you know, I was looking for that. You know, it's like you don't like sports, but you like being in the choir, you like music and all the other good stuff. You know, you're not into the sporting things, you're not into like the you know, trying to learn how to fix the car and do all the other put you into like trying to, you know, work on computers and all this other stuff. You know, I was really different in my pathway. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
What I found amazing was I just found this out in 2022. That me and my dad had two different, because my dad passed away when I was 11 years old. Me and my dad had two different, basically, he was a mechanic, and he liked to work on cars. I love working on computers. So I love how we have two different opposite paths, but we kind of tie into together in some type of way. So it was just peace that me knowing that like the different route that I ended up shooting was the right one. Because I remember one of my family members that was kin to me on his side was like, man, I just wish that you know how to fix cars and all the other good stuff, you know, because then you'll be like your daddy and all the other good stuff. And for me, that kind of pissed me off because number one, you know, you used to watch with that lip. You know what I'm saying? And so for people to tell me that, you know, it kind of like struck a little nerve a little bit. And I was like, you know, I wasn't gonna be like, you know, walked on or anything like that, you know. I was gonna let you know that I wasn't doing it at all. And if you wasn't paying me, you know, I got the good God sense that God gave Abraham, and all the other people, you know, in the Bible, you know. So I you know, working for no free or nothing like that, amen. Because you know, some things are free, but it ain't me. You understand?
I know that.
Some things are free, but it ain't me. You know, I ain't free. I'm sorry. I don't give up nothing for free. I don't think I can really give you for free. Honestly, it's a layup. You know, a good layup. And depending on what time it is, you might have to pay for that too, you know. But yeah, you know, I don't do that. And so that's why I find it amazing too that other people, when people tell me that in text message or me even opening my mouth, you're like, man, your vibe is so different. And like you don't act like a typical person. You act like so different from that. And I always send back, thank you so much for that confirmation, because like that just means that not only did God give me, he placed the brand in the right hands, if that makes sense. Because yeah, with it. And then also I'm able to, you know, continue to go out and do that. So I love hearing people actually embracing their different. That was the main goal of my business. That was the main goal of what I was set out to do. I think my purpose in life is to tell people to, you know, be who they are. Don't be apologetic of it. And also listen, if they not paying your bills, if they not financing, effing, or feeding you, baby, don't worry about what they doing. So yeah, it's just, I think that that's, you know, important message that I was able to embark on and be able to embrace and all that good stuff. So I love that story that you told me, for real, because that was lit.
That it is. And I tell also, like, being different is color. It's like there's a quote that also says that being different gives the world color. I love that. Because you got to realize that being different, first of all, why we want to be the same? And I want to say and repeat that again for the Instagram models that's trying to look alike and go to the same doctors. Why are we trying to look alike? Like, we was made equally different in his image. So why now you want to mess that up? And it's listen, I'm not shaming people that wants to have surgery, that wants to do and, change their something up that they may be unconfident about or uncomfortable about. But to end up changing your whole entire body and now you're looking like all the plotheras out. You went past, oh, I'm gonna change this up because maybe I don't want this dimple, or I don't want this extra roll of tire, or I don't want this extra. You went to now, I'm about to try to look like the Kardashians. I'm gonna look like the Megan Stallions. But you gotta realize that the Kardashians, they never looked like that. They did a hell of a lot of shit to themselves to look like that. But trust me, grab an old picture of Kim. I guarantee you want to see a whole difference.
Huh.
And Megan Thee Stallion, I don't think she has surgery, but she do got a banging ass body, but that's hers.
Right.
Like, come on, women, come on, ladies, come on, gentlemen, because then I heard about the fact is that men could even get like pec implants. They could listen, and again, it's okay to be different. So please embrace your difference. But also, I feel like when it comes to different basically holds so many other things. They say, what's the meaning of different? Not the same. Right. Not the same. The adjective difference is not the same when you compare two or more items or people, because in our case, it is usually followed by a form. We also use it different too, especially in speaking, different things, but we just talking about the physical form, or just not even the physical form. We talking about the physical form, the person.
Yeah.
The personality, your physical form, you just being different. And listen, I have one of my amazing, incredible men. Shout out to you, boo. You know who you are once I start talking. He happened to be a blurred. And in the blurred community, some people, or either people outside the blurred community, I should say, they try to look at them as if they're weird. Embrace your weirdness.
Why?
How about that? I'm gonna put a stamp on that. Like my man be saying, period, comma. I'm gonna put a stamp on embrace your weirdness. So on top of that, but they also try to make them feel like if they're a freak, or they shouldn't be here, or what are you thinking about, or that's not normal, all that stuff. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, any blurs, any nerds, any geeks, do you embrace your motherfucking weirdness, because you are motherfucking different, and we appreciate the color of your difference.
Exactly. And then also, if your weirdness and stuff like that is making you money, at least, don't worry about what the hell these people they got to say, about you if they're being weird. Just because you still watching Naruto and, Pokemon Go and, all them other people, that's between you and them people. Amen. Listen, but not listen. Don't get out in the real world now and be thinking that you're about to be, doing, all this stuff. Don't do that now. Don't do that, but, at least, but then and if you do that, that's your business. Y'all cannot stand you. Don't think, you if they cussing me out, then all of a sudden you give me a Pokemon card. I ain't gonna, I'm up there, rip that up and throw it in the air. You understand? Don't do that. Don't be talking about the...
Yo, they'll be mad at you. They'll be like, you just ripped up the Pokemon?
Right now, off. Listen, I'm gonna put on up. Look, they're gonna give it. Put up their Pokemon conference. What color this is, baby? Oh no, I gotta draw cards. What that mean? I'm gonna be up there thinking it's oh no. Draw two. Back to you. So but if that's you, embrace what you just said. We appreciate y'all. Why? Because y'all are the smartest beings on this earth, and then also y'all do have good sense. You understand? Although he may think that y'all don't, y'all do have good sense. keep that, you know, as long as you're not harming nobody else by what you're doing, child, it don't matter. And this for the people that think got something to say about everybody and everything, you know. If they not harming you, you understand, leave them people alone. You know, you barely if they want you barely bothered about your pace if they're running out. You understand? We still waiting for you to go to the store and go ahead and refresh on it. Stop what they're doing it. You know, your landlord worrying about, you know, if you gonna pay your rent this month. That's crazy. You don't know for stuff. But you have to worry about what everybody else is up there doing. Stay in your lane, child. That don't make sense. And that's what I got to say about it, because they get on my nerves.
You spoke a word, because I tell them I said that one time even to my partner. I said it's just so sad because it's like they should embrace their difference and just appreciate it and don't even care about what other people think it. And I also think that this is what one of my partners, he said he called them basement virgins. I said, yo, I am done, yo. But so I started using the terminology as well when I'm like cursing them to freak out myself. And I'm like, yeah, you basement ass virgins, you fake ass keyboard bullies. Like, it's just crazy.
Oh, amazing how people have so much stuff to say behind a keyboard. No, pull yourself up so I can go ahead and see you and then go ahead and get this thing worked out. Because number one thing about me is, again, I grew up bullying. I grew up not bullying, but I grew up being bullied.
Yeah.
Let me make sure I think my, you know, because I don't want them to be like, I thought you growing up not live. There was a mistake, you know, but I grew up being bullied. So for me, I can't stand people like that, man. If you always have something to say about somebody and you have to try to make sure that you shine a light on their insecurity or on that makes me think that something's really wrong with you and you need to go ahead and go seek help. You understand? Like, that don't make sense to me. You know, it's already enough that we have to deal with in this world. Why do we have to sit there and deal with people when it comes to you being you and you being who God created you to be? You understand? Like, you know, that doesn't make sense. You know, God put us on this earth for a reason, for a season, for a time such as this, for us to inspire, empower, and also, you know, reach other generations so we can bring them up and so they can be able to take care of not only us, but also future generations as well. Man, listen, y'all need to check y'all generation, for real. Y'all can check y'all generation, because right now, we telling it. You know, it's kids up there, you know, scared to do a lot of stuff, which don't make sense. You know, scared to, you know, ride on your own because your mom has to myself, oh, you're not ready for it and all this good stuff. Man, listen, if you got the time, if you got the money, and also if you got the patience, and then you got the faith that goes along with it, you can do anything possible at the end of the day. Believe.
That's true.
For the people that always got something to say, mind your business. You know, we were born into a dystopic society. We are not utopia. You know, we are not the giver. We not Maze Runner. We not none of them other sci-fi books that you may read. Listen, go ahead and, you know, be you, you know, and be done with it, child. Ain't nobody got time for this. This not the purge. You know, everybody else coming out there, you know.
Not the purge.
Listen, they ain't about to find no alarm no time soon in Jesus' name. And if I am, Lord, please let me go ahead and be gone, because, child, listen. I ain't, you know, nobody's hit list or nothing, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, too, you know, be you at the end of the day. Be you. Embrace it. And then also show everybody else how to be themselves, because there's only one you. You only have one life to live. And live that life to the fullest, man. You was brought on this earth for a reason. Find out that reason and keep it moving, man. For real, for real.
Exactly.
Like what everybody else got going on. Why? Because the world is not going to stop because of something in that person didn't change. You understand? The world ain't going to stop. The world is going to keep going. Don't they show you that like life tells you that each and every day you see somebody outside with a coroner's office. Guess what's gonna happen? Their coroner's office gonna go right to the coroner's place or whatever, or do whatever they gotta do to that body, then get it prepared for the funeral. After this funeral is done, that person just laid down in that ground. That's it. Life here continue to go on, and guess what? They likely still gonna continue to go on underground. Why? Because they decaying. You know what I'm saying? Like that's. They up there on the ground for a reason. You understand? So,
and that's even a good point too, because as life does go on, and we could say that to the people who are, you know, who are nerds, blurs, geeks, and who are weird and who are different. You know, we could say, don't allow them to sit there and to make you feel like a victim. Don't make them have you go hide in your shadow or in your bedroom and you don't want to come out. Don't make them feel like they gonna put thoughts in your head of removing yourself from this life, because even if you're gone, even if you do harm yourself, even if you do whatever it is that, because I know a lot of people suffer with depression, anxiety, and different mental health issues, and throwing flame and gasoline to the fire does not help it at all. So my cause to that is the fact is, fuck them. Because even if you remove yourself from this world because you are different, and there's people out here that cannot embrace or accept it or mind a fucking business, my thing is, like he said, so many of them gonna still continue to go on, and life's gonna continue to go on without you. So either you want to remove yourself because you can't take the heat, because you was created equally made and equally and perfectly made in the image of him, and it's too heavy for you to handle and for you to take on, because he gave you that assignment at the end of the day. We all was given an assignment from the time that before we was even put in our mama's wombs. He knew us before anyone knew us, because he created us. So you want to remove yourself from this world because you're different, because you are weird, because you are blurred, because you are geek, because you are nerd. But these people who's trying to come and attack, and that got this low self-esteem, that's not confident in who they are, because trust and believe, it gotta be something in them that they're fighting, and now they rehashing that on you, because you embracing your different, you embracing your geekiness, you embracing your weirdness, you embracing your nerd and your blurredness. So now you gonna remove yourself and in yourself, and knowing the fact, like he said, you gonna go to the morgue. They're going to do what they got to do. You're going to get buried 6 feet under the ground. And I'm sorry to sit there and show you guys hard, tough love, but that's what I give on this show. But you want to do that, and then all of a sudden, don't people want to still be living it and doing the same thing to another person? Hell no. What I say to that is, fuck them. Don't give nobody your power. Don't give nobody that power. And don't give nobody that ability to think they could be able to do that, because when you're gone, and because they bullied you to the point of you gone, they still gonna be here, and life gonna still go on. So stay your ass here and show them how even more different that you are, and tell them to go fuck themselves with a 10-inch pole with no lubrication. That's what I have to say to that shit. Because that shit pisses me off. It really does. Because you gotta realize that there's many people that's going through these different mental illnesses and issues. And knowing the fact, like I said, that's like throwing gasoline to a fire. And when you do that, it's only going to end up inflaming the fire even more. So at the end of the day, you sit there, you don't know everyone is somebody's child. Everyone is a human being. Everyone is created by God. And we got to realize that we got to stop doing that to one another. And if somebody decide, these little keyboard bullies, these little basement virgins coming out and feel like, oh, your light shining brighter than theirs, you got to tell them go find their light or go fuck themselves.
Right. And then too, also get connected to your energy source in the first beginning. Because obviously you connected to the wrong energy source.
Mm-hmm.
You're not shining bright enough. Why? Because you connected to the wrong people. You up there wondering why you continue to still be depressed. You hanging around depressed people. You wonder why you still got all the anxiety. You hanging around people full of anxiety. You wondering why you up there broke. You ain't got no money. Hello. You connecting out. You up there hanging out with some broke people. You know, you up there every time you go out to eat. You know, oh, I ain't got paid this week and all this stuff. Why she come to eat? You understand? And help people to your table that can afford you. You understand? Be surrounded by people that's gonna be able to ask you in some type of way. Stop letting people get access to you that's a lead. You understand? We ain't got time for that.
Listen, that was mic drop.
They up there wondering well, how you up there making it, how you done been through it and all of this stuff, is because you was connected to something that was bigger than you, that was better than you, and that was more powerful than you. If somebody in your life that ain't come out from what you know, can you remind me that you love me and all that stuff? Yeah, please. You ain't got to remind nobody that does. They mammy and their daddy should have did it. If they know they daddy. You understand? They mammy and their daddy should have did that growing up. Don't remind nobody who they love and all that good stuff. You should already know that you love. You should already know that you was up there put on this earth for a reason. And you should already know, man, that you was up there put on this earth for a purpose. Live out your purpose and keep going. Don't quit. That's the point. That's the problem with most generations now is we get to a point of where, and I'm speaking to myself on this, we get to a point in our life where we have to want to quit and give up and I'm going to throw in the towel and all of the good stuff. 4 years, 5 years, 6 years from now, it's like, damn, I should have kept going because if I would have known, I would have had, I mean, by this time I'd be, you know, either graduated or have a house or a car and all of this stuff. Man, listen, live your life. And then also for these grown-ass people, stop blaming your parents for everything that you got to go through now. You know, listen, stop blaming them. We going to get on all these subjects now. Stop blaming your parents for everything that you got to go through now. Listen, they didn't know. So how the hell do you expect them to know how to take care of you? They didn't know. So listen, keep moving, keep going, live your life. Show them that you can do better with your own kids. Say, man, listen.
Oh, come on.
Pissed off about what they had to do to you. How do you treat your own damn kids? Be different and show them that you can do better than what they was already giving to you. Why? Because that's the problem with most people now is you know the information, but you decide not to shift away or be different and do something different with your own kids. If your family and your daddy wasn't there, baby, listen, be there for your kids. Make sure you win a game. Make sure you never miss a dance recital. Make sure you never kiss a choir rehearsal. You know, make sure that you are there. You know, your presence is better than your present. Your present is better than your present. So make sure that you up there not you keep on getting salaries and some people up there say, oh, I'm not gonna be a hat. You know, and you the first one. You know, to go ahead and go get them a hat. You up there broke. You know, that flaking pennies and quarters together and all to go ahead and find this happiness person. And now that hat is gonna be playing quarter like a rock star in the bedroom with the rest of the clothes that you done bought to this shaft. And now they ungrateful. You wondering why they spoiled.
That's true. That is so true.
And these two also, one more thing, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. What I say?
For the parents that they're trying to live your life with your kids, listen. It's not your kids' fault that you decide that you want to open your legs and part the Red Sea at the bedroom scene. Amen. Listen, go ahead and stop living your life with your children. You and your children are two different things. Kids live their life. You wondering why they don't want to come to you and talk to you? It's because, number one, they so scared of you now that they feel like every time you say something to them, that you want them to slap the hell out of them. You understand?
Yeah.
Don't do that. You know, listen to what they got to say. Be done. Also, be ready to hear hard truth that you were not a perfect parent, that you were not a great parent.
That's true. That is true. And I definitely agree to that because I know like at the age 35 or 36, I had the conversation with my father because I had that hate and anger in me and that disappointment and that negative energy festered in me somewhere where I'm like, I had to let it go. And the only way I could let it go is by basically having that conversation and that one-on-one with him and say like, hey, Dad, we need to have a talk. And in that conversation, I say, listen, I have to apologize to you. And the reason why I apologize to him, because in the mix of our conversation, he told me his story. See, that's the thing right there. So many kids don't know their parents' story.
Come on.
And we think that we do. And I was able to resonate what I just said to y'all because I became a parent myself. And when I became a parent myself, I had to tell my son my story because our kids only know us in the version of mommy and daddy. They don't know the legal names of who we were, who we are, who we were before they were mommy and daddy. So I had to tell my son my story, and I was not sugarcoating it. I was not giving him the fake ass birds and the bees. I was not hitting him with no cookies and crannies. I was hitting him with real life reality truth. Your daddy was an abusive bastard.
Right.
I had to put it out there to him. You know, of course, at the same time, I was wanting to make sure I deliver it and make sure I also be sympathetic and empathetic to the fact of his feelings, because that is his father.
Correct.
You know, at the same time, I had to go to my father and understood that, say, okay, tell me your story, Dad. I need to know your story. So when he told me his story, I was able to say, you know what? I forgive you. Because I did not know your story, I did not know how to connect the reasons why you was not there. Even though we may say there should not never be no reasons a parent is not there. But we have to realize that our parents go through challenges, traumas, triggers, and everything that they went through. And we don't cut the cycle off, and somewhere it's going to be a domino effect of a continued cycle through generation to generation, because their my grandparents did the best that they could. My grandparents' parents did the best that they could. So it's like, then now here go, my grandmother's doing it to my mom doing it to me. It's like we got to break it off somewhere it got to be broken. So I made sure I took the acknowledgement and I break that shit off fast. Now, if my son decide to take it on and decide to implement it to his parent style or his parenthood when he gets to become a parent, that's on him. But it's also on him to decide if he want to do something different, that he felt like I could have did something different. We all going to sit here and think that our parent could have did something different. It's just the individual personality and person in us. It's called the own mental mind of the brain, that you say, hey, I feel like you could have did this. My son even told me many times he felt like certain things I could have did different, and I do take it heat. Because there's times when I shouldn't have had to yell, but I yelled, that he felt like you would have got a response if you would have not yelled at me. So if we think that when we bark at our children, we're going to end up getting what we want, when it doesn't really work that way. It's the opposite fucking shit. And I completely understand that shit now, because I'm like, the louder I bark, the less I get the no response or a less response. So I'm like, okay, let me play the psychological warfare here, because like,
and you got,
I'm not getting anywhere.
But and then too, you also have to put yourself in the kid's perspective too.
Yeah.
And you have to understand, like, the new challenges that kids have to go through now. They gotta get bar fitting, talked to by their teachers, by their principals, by their coaches, and all this stuff. And baby, some of them coaches at school don't care. They'll talk about you like crazy. But they didn't play games with me when I was in high school, child, because I've been to see it and deal with call my mom and gave you a number until I see it. You know.
Oh, that's glad my son teachers and coaches, they knew. First of all, I was a very active parent in his life, to the fact of not just in his life, but in his school life. So they knew, you ain't coming at my son crazy. I remember at a game, one of the assistant coach, he sat there, he got upset because my son messed up a play, and he grabbing on him. So first I ain't say nothing, because I'm like, okay, that's how they do. But when he sat there and my son took his helmet off and he started doing more than grabbing on him, like if he just, and now I see and even from a distance, a mother knows their son. You can feel your son, even your son is not even near you. So I see my son's body laying his face. I'm like, okay, he's about to knock this motherfucker out. Because now he's feeling like this dude is approaching him in a disrespectful way. So me and my family ran off them benches and we was about to bust that coach ass. Because what you're not going to do is it's a way that you speak to, and I understand coaches speak to their players, but it's a way that you now crossing the line to actually speak, and you're talking to my son now. Because now you ain't talking to your player, you're talking to my son, and you're being rude. And you're putting your hands a little bit too much on him, boo. Now we about to put hands on you.
Yeah.
So I don't play them games. And then the head coach, he seen it, and he told the guy to chill out, and was like, yo, fall back, because they will come after you. He's like, whoo, they will come after you. And listen, I ain't getting into the middle of that.
Yeah.
So, but I definitely believe in what a lot of things that children have to go through, and putting yourself in this the child's mindset, or either just in their position. But just the fact of me going to my father, I was able to tell my father, hey, I also think the decisions that I did make and the choices of men that I made that was very wrong is because you wasn't fully there.
Right.
You wasn't present. And I'm grateful that my grandfather took and stood in that position. But however, my grandfather was my grandfather. What the hidden girl wanted was her father.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So also not to only get the lesson and the things taught by her grandfather, but both of them standing there teaching me these lessons and these things and how a man should be pulling the chair out for you, opening the door. You don't touch no knob because you are the queen and you deserve for a door to be open for you, the royal treatment. And so, of course, I got taught those things with, so now any man in my presence or even my son, I'm not touching no knob. Even this weekend when I touched the knob, I think me and my, I'm about to say my husband, but God, I claim it. I claim in Jesus.
I'm on.
Like, I touched the doorknob. He was like, I was like, sometimes you kind of forget, because you know when you by yourself, you gotta touch the doorknob. Like, so, but it was just so funny. But yeah, but I'm gonna tell you, not only the fact is, I do put myself in my son's shoes sometimes, but times, some of these kids, I'll be wanting to fuck y'all up. And I'm gonna tell you that now. Because y'all acting like y'all don't hear. Because even if we are talking to y'all, even if we talking in a nice tone, hey, wash the dishes, take the trash out. Hey, you know this shit already. You 22 years old. Why are you acting like you were just came out my JJ yesterday? Why? And you 20 years old, meaning you had 22 years of me, knowing the fact you know what I like, what I don't like, what I accept, and you know my mouth. So why would you act like you just met me yesterday? I don't get that. So sometimes I be wanting to fuck y'all millennials up. I really do. Because I swear, y'all be acting like y'all don't have the marbles up here. Like I told myself, I said, is the screws really tight or they loose? Because it gotta be one or the other. Something is like and then you know what? Sometimes with parents, we be like, and I listen, y'all, and I know I'm not the only parent who have said this in many, many generations. You ain't get that shit from me. You must have got that shit from your father. Because I'm telling you. I said it because it can't be me. Because I was doing shit before my mother even had to open her mouth. Because I didn't want to hear her mouth. Because I already know what I needed to do. I already knew what she wanted to be done. So why I'm going to have to wait for her to say it for me to hear? I don't want to hear Miss Cookie Mouse. Shout out to you, mommy.
But I want to say, because I know growing up, was I that child? No, I really wasn't that child dealer, dude. I mean, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I was a good child. I just had a smart ass mouth. You know, it still do. But you know, I was a good child, just had a smart ass mouth. But it was like anything my mama wanted me to do, I was like, okay, cool, that's fine. And she was like, hey, can you wash the dishes or whatever? I'd be like, okay, cool. Or she was like, Braeden, did you wash them dishes? And I'm like, oh, shucks, I forgot. Then she was, you know, long up there, like, I'm gonna forget to pay the light bill. And I mean, we all gonna be in the dark, you know? So it ain't gonna really, but you know,
I like that one.
I'm just saying, that's how, you know, and then that's how I felt about it for real, you know. Shout out to my mama, sign up lunch. But I'm just saying, you know, like, for real, that's how I felt about it. You know, she be like, well, what if I forget to pay the light bill or water bill? Baby, not only am I gonna be fake.
First of all, Brady, stop lying, because you know your papa forgot to pay that goddamn light bill or that water bill. Your ass to be like, Mom,
But no, the crazy thing is, though, right, like, even if something was to happen like that, we already knew my mama was gonna take care of it anyway, but I can honestly say, we never really had to go through anything like that, honestly, where it was like how the lights gonna be paid and all this stuff. They were always just paid. So I can just say that, I mean, then too, I wasn't born with like a a real silver spoon in my mouth. We have to, grow struggling and all that good stuff too. So I understand where it comes from when it comes to that point too as well. But for me, that's why I work so hard and bust my ass the way I do. So I'm gonna return back into that place. And so, and that's what a lot of people fail to do nowadays. It's like, I don't want to go back to the struggle, but at the same time too, I'm doing the same things what brought me back into that place anyway. I don't want to return right back to my childhood at all. I don't, If you ask me, do I miss high school? Hell no. I love being grown. I love being free. I love not have to, call on nobody and all that stuff. I love being independent. I grew up and I understood by me being grown and being by myself, because I stay by myself. And like you say, your son is 22. I'm 22 as well. And so, like, literally me up there having to have my own apartment, moving out at 19 and having an apartment and all of the good stuff. And one that a lot of people that's older than me could not even say that, and also have a degree behind my name and all that other stuff too. And a lot of people cannot say that. When I tell you, the flex is real. I love it, for real.
Amen.
Because I had to go through a whole bunch of stuff in order for me to get to that point. And was it easy? Hell no. I was like, I don't know what the hell that was. I don't know why you gave this place to me. That's my home. So I need you to go ahead and take this to somebody else. But in that, I had to accept it. I had to accept it and be done with it. The decision that my mama made, did I agree with it? Hell no, I did. But at the same time too, I still love her for a while because she showed me that she could be healed. And then also, she showed me now as an adult that in some degree, you can perform